welcome to another episode of Sports Talk for You. My name is Aaron Bell. I got my co-host Adam Parker with me.
How you doing?
Yeah, little kid coming into the screen here. It's just my son. He's wanting to be a part of it today, so go ahead and enjoy it as you can hear him. But let's get started with some NFL football this weekend. Of course, we had the dramatic win from the Cowboys in Atlanta. Let's not get started with that special teams player by the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, aren't you taught on special teams that even if the ball hasn't crossed 10 yards, you still are able to fall on it? Because those players look like, we're not supposed to fall on it till it passed 10 yards.
I mean, you can fall on it. You can knock it out of bounds. You can do anything but have four guys just stare at the ball.
Well, because when the ball gets to the 44-yard line, shouldn't you just plop down on it before it gets to the 40? Because you had the Cowboys guy right there that was watching it and ready to just – I think he was on his knees.
Yeah, honestly, I was shocked that no one hit him.
I know.
Because you know what I'm saying? Like, when the ball goes up in the air, there's like 3 or 4 people who are supposed to target the other team's players.
And I don't know if you heard this stat today, but teams that scored 39 points and 0 turnovers since 1933 are 440-0 going into that game last night.
Yeah, now you could put a 1 by that.
So, 440-1 thanks to the Atlanta Falcons, who did not have a turnover, scored 39 points, and miraculous comeback by the Cowboys.
Yeah, well, we all know Atlanta likes blowing big leads.
Yes, we all know 28-3 is not a safe lead for them.
No.
Now, let's get to – and again, we're not Dak Prescott fans, but you got to give the guy credit. I mean, he did make the plays. Yeah, maybe 10, 15 yards, but no interceptions. 2 rushing touchdowns, passing touchdown, and a hell of a catch by Michael Gallup late in the game too. But, I mean, I got to give it to Dak Prescott in this game. Now, next week in Seahawks, we'll see better defense, how he does, but got to give it to him. I mean, he did make the comeback.
Nah, he's a good game manager.
Yeah.
And he does take care of the ball and all that jazz, but
I guess he did have a fumble, if I'm correct.
Yes, he did have a fumble and a turnover.
His offensive line's fault.
Yeah, but honestly, who did not have a fumble in that game for the Cowboys? Except for CeeDee Lamb.
Except for CeeDee.
And probably Cooper and Gallup, but OMG, Ezekiel Elliott. I'm like, really, bro?
Something's wrong with him.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. But can I just say something? Jerry Jones may never watch the show, whatever, but honestly, can you please go get a free safety?
Yes.
Please.
Yeah.
I have never seen the safety units get so turned around.
Yeah.
How many big plays did they give up?
Oh, many, that's for sure. And to Gage and to Ridley was insane.
Mm-hmm. Please, go get Earl Thomas.
Let's not forget the pass that Gage threw to Julio Jones that Julio Jones dropped.
Oh, that was – you will never see that again. Yeah, you will never see Julio drop that again because that was in the breadbasket. And honestly, 100 out of 100 times, he would typically catch that. And the one time he didn't, it really helped the Cowboys out. But honestly – it's interesting because I know quite a few Cowboy fans, and they just were like, I'm not impressed by this win. Yay, but there are so many glaring holes.
It's the Falcons. Their defense is miserable. So
Yeah. So I'm done talking about this Cowboys. We'll talk next week if they beat Seattle.
Let's get to the hero of the day yesterday. 2, possibly 3, but 1 didn't count. 58-yard field goals for the Kansas City Chiefs. Harrison Butker. His last name is Butker, but known as Butker in Kansas City. You get a 17-6 comeback, send into overtime, and then you get a 53-yard field goal. That's good, but wait, false start. We got to re-kick it. 58-yard field goal, that's good. Oh, but wait, Chargers decide to call a timeout. So you're thinking, oh, 2 in a row. He's going to shank this. He can't do 3 in a row. Well, Butker proved everybody wrong. This kid is, I guess he was hitting 67, 70-yard field goals in warm-ups in new SoFi Stadium. So had a hell of a win by the Chiefs to come back down. And we got to give it to Justin Herbert. The kid looked good for the Chargers.
Yeah, he really did look good. And, I guess the Chargers are like, we still like Tyrod Taylor. Which, honestly,
Herbert's the man.
This is what I got to say. Yes, Tyrod did beat, their opponent in week 1. But can we honestly say that Tyrod Taylor would have even come close to beating the Chiefs this week? I don't think so.
That defense would have put him up. Herbert was putting passes pinpoint accurate.
Oh, he was.
He had a couple that he overthrew, but.
And he did the one rookie mistake you never do, throw across the field.
But only Mahomes can do that.
Yeah. But yeah, exactly. Only Mahomes can do that. That's why he's got the $500 million. But the Chargers got their butt kicked, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Now, let's get to 49ers injuries. 4 guys out to start the game. Garoppolo does not play second half. Mostert does not play second half. Kittle out for the game, and I believe somebody else big got hurt.
Bosa
got hurt, but yet they still annihilate the New York Jets. Answer me this. How bad is bad for the New York Jets?
I think they're worse than any Dolphins team, and
are they the Cleveland Browns of – 2016, 17?
Yeah, I think that 0-16 team could beat the Jets this year.
Miserable to watch.
They are pitiful. And yes, I feel bad for the 49ers because they lost Bosa to a torn ACL out for the year. Jimmy Garoppolo might come back next week, but Mostert, don't have any word on him yet, but and then you had Kittle on top of it. That's like your whole offense plus one defender who's not just any defender.
Well, D Ford didn't even play. D Ford was out too.
Good.
With an injury. And that defense, Jets should have put up 25 because I think Richard Sherman's on the IR. He's out for the rest.
Sherman's on IR. Yep.
You couldn't put up more than 13 points against that defense?
You couldn't even put up more than 3? Oh, wait, no, they ended up
put up 31 against that defense in the Super Bowl, against that healthy defense last year.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Honestly, that Jets team is downright garbage. The only thing they have looking up for them is – the whole Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. Because let me tell you something, a USC quarterback should never be taken in a draft again after this. Period.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to put it, but honestly,
good old Matt Leinart.
Yeah, good old Matt Leinart. How can we forget the butt fumbler?
Carson Palmer, USC.
Yep. Carson Palmer was the only somewhat exception, but even his career was kind of shaky, but you got the butt fumbler, then you got Barkley. It's like, y'all, USC's QBs are trash.
Now let's get to another possible winless team this year. Carson Wentz and the Eagles. Do you see Jalen Hurts getting a start?
I see.
Week 5, week 6.
Yeah, I see Jalen Hurts going at about week 7. Could it be earlier? Could it be later? Sure.
If I'm right, I think Carson Wentz has 4 interceptions already in 2 games.
Right. But you know what? It's just like I think Carson Wentz's his leash is very short.
Yeah.
I get he was on fire right before his injury the year they won the Super Bowl, but you know what? He just hasn't. I don't know if it's him who's just terrible or if it's his receiving core who can't seem to stay injury-free. It's like, have we seen Alshon Jeffrey yet? Have we seen Deshaun Jackson? And if they are out there, you don't hear of them anymore. And as far as I'm concerned, I honestly wish Nick Foles was still the backup with Philly. I mean, I just don't get it. I don't get why they let him go. I mean, yes, did he want to start? Did he want to do this? Sure. But it's like, it's your Super Bowl MVP, man. Really?
Yeah, exactly.
And even Foles barely made it out of Jacksonville without getting injured, and then he's in Chicago Bear territory, which that's just, boy, that Trubisky keeps squeaking it out. Let me tell
He
you,
does.
man.
I don't get. Now let's not forget about Uncle Rico.
Yes.
If none of you know Uncle Rico, never seen the movie we're referring to, Gardner Minshew is who we're talking about. Yeah. Jaguars, yes, he had 2 interceptions. One was late, trying to drive down and get a win, but Titans squeak out another one, last second field goal. I mean, against the Jaguars and against the Broncos, who are beat up right now. Titans are not. I don't see the Titans going 10-6. I mean, they beat 2 teams they should have beat handily. Because Jacksonville, in my opinion, they got a good offense, but their defense is poor. But I'm very impressed with Gardner Minshew the first 2 weeks of this season.
Yeah. And I also like their rookie receiver, Shenault, not just because I have him in fantasy, but, I mean, the guy is a freak. And even Minshew said he was a freak. Excuse me. But, you mentioned also, too, the Broncos, and I feel bad for the Broncos. But it'll be interesting to see, how Minshew does the rest of the way, because I liked him at Washington State University. I thought he was a great QB, and I thought he did well last year, and I see that he's continued to improve this year. So even if hypothetically the Jags were to go like, and whatever, I don't see them picking up Trevor Lawrence. I just see them drafting a better defense. Yeah. And then, let's get to our donkeys real quick. Well, my donkeys.
Or Drew Lock.
Broncos, good night. First, the quarterback goes down, and then Sutton's got an MCL tear and an ACL tear. It's like, who else? It's like next week, who's in line to get injuries? It's like, good heavens. And what's so weird is everyone's like, well, this is what it's like with no preseason games. And I'm just like, first off, you don't see the starters until the 4th preseason game, really. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, is it really the preseason?
They could be talking about the shortening, like the short off season, not being able to get those workouts in.
Yeah, that could work, but
I would think for how much money these guys make, they have workout stuff down in their basements.
Yeah.
In these big houses. I mean, not all guys are rich like most NFL players.
Right. No, but you saw the workout videos on YouTube of all these players working out and whatnot.
All those guys.
Yeah. So it's just like, what? I don't know. I don't get it. Yeah. I mean, I really, truly don't, but it is what it is. So I just kind of wonder who the next team is going to be for the injury bug. I mean, we already have McCaffrey's out, Barkley's out, I mean, is Kamara going to be out tonight? I mean, it's like, is the old man Breeze going to be out tonight? I mean, something's happening, but we'll see what happens.
Now, let's wrap it up with the guy's going to be an MVP this year, Russell Wilson. 5 more touchdowns last night against the Patriots, 9 total for 2 games. I mean, this guy's on pace to get over 50, 55 touchdowns. Yeah. He's on pace to break Mahomes, Banning, all them record. I mean, will he do it? Maybe, maybe not. He'll play more, tough defenses, but the guy is like dang good in the first 2 games. Yeah, he's actually getting more protection than he got the last 2 years.
Yeah, which is really interesting because, Russell, he likes to run for his life. Seems like his whole career. Yeah. But no, he was pretty on point in his, the Patriots. So it's not like some scrub team, I'm excited for Seattle to face Arizona and vice versa. But, it'll be interesting to see how the Cowboys fare with them. I mean, the Cowboys did beat them in the playoff game, 2 years ago? I don't know if they even played last year. I mean, he is on fire. There's no doubt about that. because he was placing balls. I mean, he was going after Gilmore yesterday, and was being quite successful with him. And
you can't blame that interception on him. That was on.
No, heck no. That who was it? Was that his tight end Drizzle?
Yeah, Olsen.
Yeah, I mean, one of them. I mean, Olsen, or you said it was Olsen. He should have caught that. I mean, it went right through his hands and then freakishly went straight up in the air. So
that's a sign he needs to go back into the radio booth.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. But no, Seattle's looking good. Their defense. And can I just say, could you be any more just like blatantly obvious when everyone in everyone in the virtual stands, the virtualness of it all, even people on TV were like, it's going to Cam Newton at the 1 yard line. It's like,
obvious, So that's the sign of Belichick not having a running quarterback for the last 20 years and not knowing how to make up a play for that type of situation.
No, exactly. And, it was just kind of funny because I'm just like, you saw him whip the headset off and this and that even before they were lining up. And I'm just like, yeah, we all know it's going to Cam. Let's
not forget the Super Bowl when Seattle should have ran it with Marshawn Lynch. Instead, they passed and interception.
Yeah. So. This had the feel of kind of the reverse. You should have passed when
It's like this game was rigged. It was meant to be like this.
Yeah.
So
something.
All right. Well, that was a great talk about second week of NFL. Of course, the game going on right now. Saints and Raiders. Saints up by 3. Saints driving the ball at the 4 yard line. So we will see how that pans out. There was a lot of games to get to. Just not enough time to get into them. We might have another show about all the games this weekend. If not, we got Miami-Jacksonville Thursday night. Uncle Rico going against Fitzmagic. That'll be an interesting game to watch. And the next weekend, next Monday night, Chiefs travel to Baltimore. So that will be the big game of the week. So we will see what pans out there. Go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel. Like the video. If you want to comment below. And we will see you guys next time.